We at Wealthy Millennial want to help inspire, educate, and motivate you to make the best financial decisions possible. With our straightforward, no bullshit approach, we aim to simplify the complex world of personal finance for the millennial mind. Normally, the idea of a budget leaves people thinking they can kiss any fun they've been having goodbye. No more nights out with friends, dinner with colleagues, or that sick music festival you always like to hit up in the summer. Instead, you're stuck sitting at home with the thermostat turned low and a bowl of ramen noodles and 3 channels of basic cable to keep you entertained. Time to pump the brakes. If this sounds similar to the budgeting that you've had in mind, it's time to switch your thinking. When you create a balanced budget that's right for both your needs and your wants, it's anything like I just mentioned. In reality, a budget is simply a way of monitoring how much money you have coming in and going out on a monthly basis. It's created to help you set and achieve financial goals and notifies you of when to cut back a little or go out and have a ball. In today's episode, we'll explain everything you need to create your first budget, show how setting it up can have an incredibly positive impact on your mental well-being, and shed some light on financial leaks you probably didn't even know existed. Start with why. Let's begin not by calculating your monthly income and comparing it to all of your financial obligations. Instead, let's take a look at what's important to you and build a proper plan to help you get there. Perhaps you really want to save money to go to Bonnaroo next summer, or maybe you'd love to have enough banked for a down payment of your first home. Maybe you're sick of dropping $300, $500, $700 a month toward your never-ending student loans. Figuring out what's important to you and how much it will cost is a great way to get in the habit of budgeting. It gives you a financial goal to strive for, forces you to create a savings plan, and gives you an accurate roadmap to follow your progress. Goal setting has another huge benefit. It helps you stay on track and remember what's really important when times get tough. Like when your car breaks down, your dog gets sick, or your furnace decides to stop working when it's minus 20 out. These kinds of things can really throw a wrench in your spokes, and for some, might even totally derail your budget. Saving money for the sake of saving money isn't a strong enough motivator. You need to have something in mind that will emotionally attach you to the idea that budgeting is a good thing. Another mindset shift that's important to consider is looking at what your budget can do for you, not what it keeps you from doing. If you run your numbers and find that you're overspending month to month and watching your debt slowly climb, taking a step back and reevaluating your spending habits might help you realize what's truly important to you and what's just an additional expense. In fact, it's what will save you from imminent financial ruin down the road if you continue the path you're on. In this light, it's clear to see that your budget is giving you freedom from stress and worry by helping you make wiser financial decisions, all the while allowing you to continue doing the things you love to do. How much do you earn? Now it's time to start finding all of the little pieces of information you need to put numbers on the paper and begin tracking your financial inflow and outflow. First and foremost, you need to know exactly how much money you're bringing in on a monthly basis. If you work a standard 9-to-5 job, this is as easy as looking at your bi-weekly pay stub. If your job requires you to work overtime during some points of the year, or even cuts back on hours during a summer shutdown, these are all good things to consider and can easily be included by looking at your annual income on your T4 and dividing this number by 26, giving you a more accurate bi-weekly figure. A couple things to remember when pulling these numbers are if you have a second job or a side hustle. Be sure to add the income from both of these avenues to your total income. If you'd like to dig a little deeper and start putting what you've learned into practice, feel free to download my free Budget Builder ebook. It will walk you step by step through the entire process, and once set up, will only require about 10 minutes of your time every week. To download your free PDF, head on over to wealthymillennial.net/budgetbuilder. How much do you spend? Now comes the time to break down all of your expenses so you can accurately allocate the right amount of money towards each. There are 2 main types of expenses you need to consider: fixed and variable. As the names imply, your fixed expenses are those that do not change from month to month. Things like your mortgage, rent, insurance, and car payments. Your variable expenses, on the other hand, change from month to month. Things like utilities, automotive costs, and groceries. So begin by jotting down each of these expenses on a piece of paper. Now you need to figure out how much money needs to be allocated to each category. A good way to figure this out is to go back through previous bank statements and see how much you've spent in the past. I like to use my online banking for this because, let's be honest, who the hell has every paper record from the past year? Take a quick scan of both your debit and credit transactions over the past couple of months and calculate a monthly average for each category. Although looking back 3 to 6 months and averaging your spending for each category is a quick way of determining how much you generally spend, there are certainly things that should not be forgotten. Things such as holidays, or if you play on any sports teams that require an annual deposit, or spring cleanup/planting for homeowners. By calculating how much each of these cost and dividing that by 12, you'll find these irregular expenses much easier to digest when they eventually roll around. Refining the process. If you've been following along and have actually gone through everything mentioned, you'll quickly realize that maintaining your budget can become real messy real quick. To create a spreadsheet, save all of your receipts, and tally up your spending at month end can be a total headache. You might be thinking there's got to be a better way, and of course there is. An app, in fact. It's called YNAB, and it's absolutely awesome. Truth is, there are loads of apps available for budgeting. I'm just suggesting the one that I use and love. It allows you to input all of your budget expenses, allocate a monthly amount to each category, and it's all done from the comfort of your smartphone. I've been an avid user of this for just over a year and love being able to open the app and see how much money I have left in my dining out fund or personal spending. Now, unlike other apps that are available, you do have to pay for this one, $6.99 a month. Considering I was able to save just over $1,100 after my first month of using it, I'm going to go ahead and say that $6.99 isn't all that bad. If you're interested for trying it out for a free 30-day trial, head on over to wealthofmillennial.net/YNAB. The bottom line. Regardless of whether you go the digital route or would rather stick with good old pen and paper, a budget is a must for maintaining a healthy personal finance. It will shed light on some of your more troublesome spending habits, keep you from forking out more than you have, and make meeting your financial goals a whole lot easier. As always, you can head on over to wealthofmillennial.net/blog to read the full article with all the links and resources mentioned. If you enjoyed this episode, please share the love. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook at Wealth of Millennial. The more millennials we can help when it comes to personal finance, the better off we'll all be.
This has been an Evoke Media podcast.